falls down, but you can get up again. Get up again. You can get up again. You can get up.
Welcome everybody to the final Empower Hour, to the most important call of your week, the most important call of your Monday. You made the right choice by joining us tonight. It is the Empower Hour Endgame. We're going to explain a little bit more about all that. We have an exciting time tonight. We have testimonies. We have a special announcement. We're going to do a breakout, and then we're going to come back, and we're actually going to meet the team, the incredible team that's been putting together the TribeNet call, which we are having an anointed marriage together with starting next week. So to open this up in prayer, I want to invite Kaeleigh Bursey. Kaeleigh Bursey, would you mind praying for us? Yeah? He doesn't want to. It's all good. Takia Ogasawara, would you mind praying for us? Thanks, brother.
Yes. Just please join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Parents, your parents, Jesus, Spirit World, good evening. Yes, thank you so much, God, for allowing all of us to be here at this very moment in this Empower Hour call, this most important hour of this week. God, to really start it off strong. And yes, today we may have been, we're going through. I really pray that we can all come together as one, as this youth, as this future, God, to really be able to understand where we stand at this moment, where we're currently trying to strive for, and to come together, really trying to answer True Mother's call, really answering what God wants, what His will is for each and every single one of us. And yes, through us, all of us sharing, through us understanding, God, through like the Hundoki that's going to be prepared, through all of us just listening, God, opening up and sharing our hearts, God, that we can really come closer to you. So just thank you so much for this opportunity, and we'd like to really invite you into this time. We'd like to invite you, I'd like to offer up this prayer in all our names here. My name is
Aju. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. I'd like to pass it now over to Ginny Fleischman to lead us in Hinduke and announce.
Good evening, everyone. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us for this Empower Hour Endgame. So if you were here last week, you know that we started last week to read the preface from True Mother's autobiography. And we read the first half, and we read how Mother talked about the commitment that she made to God and her commitment to resolve all the historical suffering and to bring God peace and joy. And also how she made the commitment to reveal to the world about the Mother God, God's feminine side and the heart of a mother. So we're going to continue for finishing the preface, and then we'll move on for our call. So yes, join me in reading the preface. Last year alone, I traveled across the world numerous times. I rushed to wherever I was needed, even if it was in the wilderness. At times, my mouth would be in great pain from canker sores. My legs would swell, and I could barely stand. Despite such difficulties, I could not stop to rest. After I made the decision to take this path, I had promised to God that I would conclude humanity's miserable history within my generation, no matter how difficult achieving His will was. Hence, I cannot rest until I fulfill that promise. With that sincerity and heart, I rushed to nations in all corners of the world, no matter how unfortunate or remote they were. Gradually, people began calling me the Mother of Peace. Prominent political and religious leaders lowered their national and religious barriers and have begun responding to me and calling me the Mother of Peace. Our shared passion for peace has brought me many sons and daughters. The color of our skin is irrelevant. I have sons with black skin, daughters with white skin, sons who are Muslim leaders, and daughters who lead large Christian churches. I have many sons who lead nations. All of these mother-child ties develop through interaction in the name of peace. My children testify that I am the Mother of Peace. They ask me to bless their nations and religions to experience lasting peace. Whenever that happens, I always talk about Heavenly Parent. I always talk about the Heavenly Mother who has hitherto existed behind the Heavenly Father by explaining the only begotten daughter, which is another name for me. There can be no peace among siblings without parents. This is because siblings revolve around their parents, their origin. Likewise, there can be no true peace in the world without God, humankind's parent. That is why I have spent my life doing the work that I do. At its center is South Korea, the nation that gave birth to God's only begotten daughter. God blessed South Korea and has chosen the Korean people. This is heaven's command, and yet it is a hidden truth. The Pacific civilization should take a path different from that of the Atlantic civilization. Even though it was rooted in Christianity, the Atlantic civilization degenerated into robbing from and conquering others. In contrast, the Pacific civilization should establish an altruistic culture based on true love, on living for the sake of others. This is God's final wish, and I am offering the remainder of my life to realize it fully. This book presents precious parts of my life. I sincerely look back on my life and the work I did in the name of God's only begotten daughter, to have God welcomed and attended as our parent, and to present true stories of my life for the first time. Not being able to contain everything in this book, I hope to share more stories in a later volume. As I complete this book, one person I dearly miss at this moment is my beloved husband, Reverend Dr. Sunhwa. After becoming husband and wife, we spent our entire lives together conveying God's will. It has been 8 years since he ascended to heaven. If he were here to witness the publication of this book, his eyes would shine with joy greater than that of anyone else. Today, I particularly miss that sparkle in his eyes, which dances in my heart and leaves its touch. I hope that this book truthfully conveys the part of our lives spent together for God's will. Lastly, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Go Se-gyu, the president of Gimyoung Publishing Company, and to his staff for investing tremendous efforts to achieve the release of this book. I would also like to thank the leaders and all those who worked at Cheonjeonggung International Headquarters as my hands and feet, stretching themselves beyond their limits to accomplish the book's publication. Oh man, when I read this, I just get so excited for when the English translation is going to come out. I know it's coming very soon. We heard Reverend Dunkley's message yesterday, and that we're in the beginning of this 43-day prayer condition. And I know I'm sure we all have people that were excited to share this book. And for me, reading this passage, it just reminds me of the last 7 years, and especially this last year that we were really side by side together with our true mother, and seeing her traveling across the country, and across the world, and visiting nations, and just her absolute confidence in herself, but also in God who's working through her, and that her heart could change the hearts of presidents, of religious leaders, and the people are really welcoming True Mother as the Mother of Peace. And I think it's important that also we reflect, I know we're all young people, we're thinking about what we want to do with our lives, we're thinking about our passions and our studies, but it's important that we also know where we stand in the providence and where we are in the course of True Parent's life, and that we exist at this most critical moment when True Mother has proclaimed, the substantiation of Cheongguk, and we can take part in this, the building of Cheongguk on this earth. So there's beautiful words. I know there's going to be so many stories, so many deep insights into True Mother's life and True Mother's heart from this autobiography. I know the first name on my list is me, and I want to read this book, and I hope you can join me. I hope you can also think about who you want to share True Mother's autobiography with. So that's it. I don't have any announcements. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. One of my favorite parts of Empower Hour is listening to Jenny's insights from Hyundai. we'll have to keep up some kind of tradition, Jenny, so I can receive your wisdom. So we have a jam-packed call today. So I hope you're ready. Make sure you're comfortable. But the first thing that we want to do today is recognize some of our team members. You know, as I've been sharing over the past few weeks, there's been some financial challenges for headquarters, and we've had to make some shifts in how we're organized and, you know, some of the things that we're working on. So two of our team members are leaving our team, and these are two incredible people who, man, they are my brother and my sister, and it's been such a blessing to be able to work with them in this capacity, and I'm just really grateful for their offering and all that they're still going to do in the future. So I want to give an opportunity. Actually, let me just shout out their names and we can give them a big round of applause. Sunhwa, if you can unmute us. So I want to give a big thank you to Yasutaka Ozawa and Leena Vincenz Gavin. Let's give them a really big round of applause. We love you guys. And I also just want to give them a chance to give a greeting to everybody. We can see their faces and share a little love with them. So maybe Yasu, if we can start with you, if you want to say hello to everybody.
Hello. I'm truly grateful to God, true parents, and especially Kaeleigh and Leena for really taking care of me. And, you know, I started in like September and now it's like 8 months, only 8 months. It was really short, but it's been a truly fulfilling time to be able to serve the youth pastors as well as just thinking about the youth across the nation. And, you know, I may not be working for headquarters directly anymore, but the thing that I can hold on to is that I am here and that I'm ready to attend God and True Parents. Okay. And although my immediate plans are still very unclear, I don't know what to do next. But one thing I want to be clear is that I want to keep my heart open to God and True Parents because they're the ones who's going to show me where I need to be next. So I'm always trying to keep that heart ready. So thank you guys so much for supporting me and loving me, and let's continue to do that. Yeah.
Thank you, Yasu. We love you very much. You're amazing. And Leena, do you want to say hi to everybody?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'll be quick. So I guess I was trying to remember if children's ministry started either 2 or 3 years ago. I remember the day Kaeleigh called me. Anyway, it's been a great journey, and I think just like Yasu, you know, God for the opportunity. I thank Kaeleigh for seeing that spark in me. Children's ministry didn't really exist before, so I think it's pretty cool what's come through it, and I'm just grateful that it's a legit ministry now. I feel like really recognized. I think that's been pretty awesome, and so I know that communities will continue to do awesome things in their Sunday school. And you know, just like Yasu, I know God always has a great plan, you know, trusting and all that, and I think of course we'll find a way to keep supporting each other. I won't be gone completely or whatnot, but so just thanks for the opportunity and encouraging anyone going through the same thing job-wise or whatever it might be, you know, to just keep your head up and never know where God will lead you to next. But thank you for this chapter. I'm proud to have been part of the IM. Thank you, guys.
Wow. Thank you, Leena. You know, I've been so moved by both of them, even in this challenging transition, their heart and the grace with which they're going through all of this. So anyways, love you guys. Joshua, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you, Kaeleigh. Thank you, Leena. Thank you, Yasu. Man, God bless you guys. And thank you, everybody, for showing your support for them. And so this is a big time where transitioning is lots going on. And it has impacted people harder or impacted everyone, but everyone's been impacted. And one of the most amazing things has been this call. We've been really, really honored that we could spend every week with you, just like this, just us as young people. But kind of the analogy I give is that at some point, every Sunday schooler needs to graduate Sunday school and join the main service. Everybody needs to go to service and get the real word, be at the core of where the providence is at. And that's where we're headed. And I'm so excited to head there with all of you. And it's been such an honor and beauty. And so to honor just the time that we've had with this Empower Hour, Sunhwa's gonna created a video for us to just remember all the beautiful moments on our call.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Welcome to Empower Hour. Woo. This is the most important call of your entire week.
This is our time to really come up in the ranks and inherit and really drive the providence forward.
I especially have hope because our second generation unifications are taking the lead. I think she must really be eager to see those young people who are really one in heart with her. So each of you, each of us, we were a portion of that offering.
We trust that she's leading us and directing us in the right direction.
You are a blessing to the world. Because of True Parents, you are leader of our community. Just showing up gives God an incredible foundation to work with. I saw something today that should blow you away. It blew me away. Here we go. You see that? You see that? This is so beautiful. It gives me hope to see all of you together.
It was such a breakthrough in my understanding of Hyojong.
Come together with that kind of heart of humility and openness, I think, is what's most important. And anyway, I'm excited to see what we're going to build, what we're going to create moving forward.
I've really experienced God at work, bringing all people together, and that was just hard to move.
It has to do with the second generation and like the spheres of influence that they've already made.
ACLC and YCLC were working together on this. We are in awe, I'm like surprised by this miracle.
Show the world just like who our true parents are.
What I want to do that has a greater benefit.
For True Parents, for every single unification, for every single Christian, like providentially, it was just massive.
We can all cross these divides and just worship God together.
What I felt like what God was trying to tell me is that you need to turn to me more than you've ever turned to me before.
I don't see you as future leaders. Sorry, you're not future leaders. Maybe your children are future leaders, but you are leaders.
Just this last year, you guys, we have grown leaps and bounds. We have been challenged. We're still being challenged, but we are delivering and we are rising to the occasion, and it makes me so proud of my brothers and sisters.
Our fundamental foundation based on placentral family and youth. Let us be really bold about where it is we're going, confident in where we're going, totally excited about where we're going.
To no longer see ourselves separated by a generation, the elder and the younger, but it really felt like we were leading the movement side by side. That was so transformative.
God bless you guys, and I'll see you next week.
Let's all unmute. Thank you, Sunhwa!
Thank you, Sunhwa!
Yeah. Thank you, each and every one of you. Thank you. I hope you could feel. I don't even know what I'm feeling right now. Anyway, thank you. You can stay unmuted because I want to introduce the person that created that video, and she's been behind all of this. And has been kind of just adminning everything. She's behind the scenes all the time, but she's the one that makes this all go. If you can help me with welcoming up Sunhwa Reiner.
Yes, Sunhwa.
Yes, Sunhwa. Sunhwa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, National Ministry.
Thank you guys so much. I'm honestly making that video. I spent a few days going through all this footage from like 7-8 months ago, right when we started this, and it just felt overwhelmed every time I was editing this. So I'm grateful that I could offer that to you all. And we will share the link as well. So if you want to go back to it, it's on YouTube right now. So I'm just gonna share a quick testimony of something that happened a few weeks ago. As you might know, I'm helping out with the National Family Service, and I'm on the program team. And the last 2 weeks ago, when we had our meeting, something that came up was so it's Kaeleigh and Joshua and Yoshe on that team, and someone had suggested, hey, why don't we all share the National Family Service live stream on our Facebooks this time? And I was kind of like, okay, I you know, and I struggled with it. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it. And, you know, not that I don't share things on my social media about my faith and the movement. I have in the past, but often it would be a lot more thoughtful. I remember that the first time I shared about the Epic Divine Principle workshop, I spent like a couple hours just really drafting out what I was gonna say, because I'm friend, you know, I imagine all my high school friends, my college friends, and my colleagues, you know, a lot of them don't know about my faith, and I want to make sure that they can, you know, I can contextualize it so they can understand it. So I spent that week kind of struggling back and forth if I was going to do it. And when Sunday came, I just I don't know exactly what switched in me, but I just said, you know what, don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just going to try to trust God and let God work through whatever he can work through. So I decided to share the live stream. And it was kind of amazing because I was watching the service and I kind of watched it unfold as, you know, someone who was my high school friend or my college friend, and I was kind of imagining it in the eyes of them, and it was honestly really beautiful. Like it was kind of, I just felt like the mission of our movement and the very fundamental fact that we are, you know, the idea is to embrace everybody. Everybody is God's child, right? And everybody is part of that family. And I felt that kind of unfold before my eyes, and I felt my, you know, kind of my faith in all this and everything we're doing just kind of get re-emphasized and reignited. And you know, I went back to my Facebook and saw kind of who liked it, and actually I did get a couple, and you know, there was an old high school friend and an old colleague, and you know, I have no idea who had actually watched the video, but more importantly, I felt like my heart had grown and my faith had grown. And you know, Damien actually shared this with the team after that, and he said something like, you know, to do that online and to be able to kind of proudly share that, it's almost like you go over to your neighbor's house and you knock on their door and you say, hey, come to church with me. I want you to come with me. And yeah, and I felt that happen to me, and I felt, you know, my heart as a friend or as a neighbor or as a sister really grew. And so yeah, so I just kind of wanted to share that experience, and kind of, you know, my own, even that small little thing, it didn't even like occur to me that this was a breakthrough to me. But I felt really grateful for that experience, and you know, hope that maybe you can gain something out of that. But anyways, grateful for Damien as well for encouraging us to just be proud of who we are and own who we are. So thank you.
Thank you, Sunhwa. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Song, it didn't even do anything.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Sunhwa. Thank you for leading the way for all of us and showing us that next level of where we can go. And I love what Justice Bergsman said. It's online witnessing. We're in a whole new age. It's really, really incredible. Thank you, Sunhwa. And now I want to pass this over to our incredible, incredible director, our team mom, our awesome cheerleader, and our incredible, incredible leader, Kaeleigh.
Thanks, Joshua. I don't know when I graduated from older sister to team mom, but I will embrace my old age, I guess, in this context. So my testimony is also related to Sunday service, and it's also about this autobiography launch. And so, you know, Reverend Dunkley had been reaching out to us during the week, trying to, you know, get us excited about the launch and figure out how we can engage different people. And for whatever reason, I had my own, there's a lot going on, so I wasn't like fully invested in it. I knew it was important. I knew I would do it, whatever was needed, but I wasn't fully engaged. And then finally Saturday, we were preparing for Sunday service, and Reverend Dunkley had shared what he was planning to focus on for the message, which was, we all saw was really beautiful and heartfelt about, you know, really connecting and heart and trying to give God his day of rest and true parents their day of rest and having this kind of heart. And I was really moved by it. And then he was asking the question of, okay, so where does the announcement of this 43-day prayer condition come in, and the announcement of wanting to share True Mother's story with people? Where do I fit that in? And, you know, what came to mind to me was like, you know, Damien, you shouldn't have to do that. Like, you should be able to give your message, and you should be our spiritual leader, and somebody else should take the responsibility of making the pitch and getting people to do the call of action. And so in true Damien fashion, he says, oh, so who should do that? And of course, I know maybe I should offer to do that, but I'm thinking, oh, maybe one of the SRDs could do it, or, you know, is there somebody else you really feel understand the message that they could do it? And, you know, I even tried to get the Koichi's team to make a video the night before, because I didn't exactly want to take responsibility for it. But, you know, his message was about giving God his day of rest, giving true parents their day of rest. And I also really felt like our leadership needs their day of rest. I see that Damien does this for Dr. Kim constantly, that he's taking on responsibility. And I felt that I had to do the same. And I mean, guys, all I did was explain it, right? It wasn't that big of a deal. But actually, internally for me, it was a really big deal, because I knew if I were to be the one to make that announcement, I had to be 100% internally committed to it. And so I struggled and I wrestled a bit, but I made my list. Here it is. And you know, what I experienced with this list as I was praying last night is I actually feel really grateful that it's a 43-day prayer condition. And I feel grateful that, you know, I went through all my Facebook friends and I remembered, wow, you know, there's people I love that I haven't connected with in a long time. And I realized what I didn't want to do is just say, hey, random person I haven't talked to in 3 years, I want to share this with you. This is a great book. I didn't want to do that. But I realized this 43 days of prayer is also about me rekindling my relationship with them and building that foundation of heart with them first. And I'm, you know, it's interesting. I messaged a few of them yesterday because something happened that actually made me think of them. And I really felt like God is putting these little pieces into my day that are giving me a reason to connect with these people and can eventually lead to me in a genuine way sharing True Mother's autobiography with them. So I'm a little scared, but I'm grateful. It feels like a real offering that I can make, a genuine offering that I can make to help the world know the name of true parents. So, you know, I realize the more that I am willing to step up, even if I'm uncomfortable, and take responsibility as an owner of building Chunoguk, then God can really work. And, Yeah, let's all do this, you guys. Let's challenge ourselves. Maybe your parents are doing this, but you should do it yourself too. You know, we're all our own individual adults. Let's take responsibility for our journey as well. And make your list if you haven't made it yet. Start praying over it. Maybe you don't have 43 yet. Start with whatever you have. And as you pray, more will come. Things will develop. You know that God and Spirit World will work through this foundation. Yeah, that's my testimony.
Thank you, Kaeleigh. Yay, Kaeleigh. Thank you, Kaeleigh. Yeah, do you guys feel the call? It's very clear. It's for me, especially when I hear Kaeleigh doing what she's doing, it inspires me because I realize that there's no reason why I can't also do the same. No reason. There's no reason why we are not also the leaders. And like Reverend Damien was telling us a few weeks back, we're not future leaders, we are the leaders. This is really exciting. And I'm so grateful that we've come to this place where we could grow like this. And now we're on to that next level, the next level. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna do a breakout session. It's gonna be for 10 minutes. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back and we're gonna have an exciting time with the TribeNet team. So don't leave, just come back to the main session after the breakout. And the question we're gonna ask ourselves and share with one another is the answer to this, and that, where's the next level of growth that God is taking you? Where is the next level of growth that God is taking you? So whoever you're with, just share honestly wherever that next place of growth is. So we'll see you guys back here in 10 minutes. Enjoy your breakout.
I'm gonna turn around for this.
Get ready into position.
Is that good?
Hokage-sama! That's so dumb.
Make sure that Venus is here.
Oh my god. They're coveted, Kaeleigh. You gotta hold it. You gotta hold it.
It's very uncomfortable.
You have to see it. At least. Welcome back, everybody. As we're streaming in, you can take a look at Kaeleigh. Kaeleigh she's embracing her role as the Hokage of what is she, the Hokage of Yayam?
Because Venus bought me this and I told him that I would wear it. I don't fully understand the reference, but all the Japanese people understand.
What? From Naruto.
Oh, no way.
All right, welcome back, everybody. I hope you're happy, Venus. We got Hokage-sama in the house. Anyway, welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a good time to share. And you guys could have a good chance of just connecting about this point of where we're headed. And we're really stepping into this whole new level of leadership. And I hope you guys can feel that we're actually not ending Empower Hour. Empower Hour is not ending at all. Rather, we are joining in marriage almost. And therefore, we are becoming more powerful with the group that we were meant to be with from the very beginning. And before we move forward, Kaeleigh needs to turn around one more time for this. She's wearing her Hokage suit. God bless her. And so we know that this isn't just ending Empower Hour. We're stepping into where we were meant to go. We're stepping into this service, and we're all leaders. So this is the next best place that we get to go, is to the TribeNet call all together. And so I wanted to actually introduce this team to you guys. And I don't know if you guys know this team, but it'll surprise you that actually this team is composed of entirely second generation. They're the team putting on the Empower Hour call, and I've joined those calls. I've been able to share on those calls, and it's incredible. I don't know, many of you guys maybe are of the age or maybe weren't, but when I was growing up, our movement was in a deep funk. It was in nowhere. It wasn't moving. There wasn't a feeling of energy. I know my parents would come home and they'd be honestly not happy. They wouldn't be happy that much. And then they started getting into tribal messiahship. And we had one of the biggest turnarounds, one of the most incredible flips that any organization in the world has ever seen. And it came and it was centered upon TribeNet. And it was centered upon the 4 individuals that I'm going to introduce to you guys right now. So if you 4 people can unmute yourself, I want to introduce Reverend Milhan Stevens. It's going to be hard. Carlson, we got Athia, and we got Catherine. You guys can unmute and just say hi real quick and introduce yourself.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
Guys. Hey, Carlson, New Jersey.
Whoa.
Jersey.
Happily married.
Happily married. Athia.
Hey, I'm Athia from New York.
Nice. And then Catherine.
Hi, I'm Catherine from Nebraska.
Hey guys, that's the TribeNet team. So what I want to do is do a quick. It's going to be kind of like an interview, and I want to particularly highlight 2 people. Is Reverend Milhan and Carlson. We don't have time to hear from everyone, but if I could get Carlson and Reverend Milhan, and I wanted to just ask you guys a few questions about. Well, first of all, just why do you guys do what you do? What brought you to the point of leading TribeNet, and why do you stay around and are so dedicated? Any of you guys can start.
Carlson, he's my senior actually. He's been with me, so he can start.
Oh, well, okay, I'll start it off with a little, okay. Usually when people ask me why I've worked on TribeNet, I have the same answer, and I knew this question was going to come up, and I'm like, I got to come up with a new answer for it, but it's always been the same answer for me, so I'm just going to go with it. TribeNet has felt like a burning engine kind of at the center of the movement, and it's down in the engine room sometimes, and I've been working down there like shoveling coal into it a little bit and keeping it turning. And then there's a bunch of series of cogs and gears and wheels and pulleys and stuff that help a bunch of other things turn around it. But I do feel like TribeNet has really helped keep that furnace burning at the middle, at the core. And it's helped create momentum for the movement. It's one of the things that's helped create momentum. And sometimes it's a little bit messy down there, and sometimes you keep the door closed. But it's been getting so much better every year. It's in its 4th year now, this Tribe Call especially. But yeah, I just felt like it's been a great catalyst for momentum and movement in our whole unification movement. So that's the reason I like to keep shoveling coal in that engine.
That's awesome. Thanks, Carlson. How about you, Reverend Milhan?
Yeah, thanks, Carlson. I have to say, Carlson did such an amazing job, and before he left to not he was the main person for a while, but before he left, he set things up so well, so I could kind of take the reins there. And I remember him looking back and just seeing how far it's come, and feeling a little bit sorry that he couldn't continue, because it's such an amazing thing that we've made together. I can't really say anything without first thanking Dr. Kim and Reverend Dunkley. Because of their unity and what they've been able to do, TribeNet, they just decided that TribeNet would be that core, that furnace that keeps the movement hot. And I gotta say, those Tuesday night calls, they're hot. Oh, thanks for the haircut. Yes, I did get a haircut. Everyone's talking about hair these days. And I can only thank True Mother, because everyone at headquarters, because of the people that Mother's chosen to work together, I feel like a kid in a sandbox where everything you make is going to be pleasing to God because of just the amazing synergy we have together. All the SRDs and all the department heads, etc. Okay, so to answer your question, Joshua. Why do I do what I do? I do TribeNet. I work at headquarters because it really aligns with my passion, and my passion is ancestor liberation. by that I mean I like to liberate people, and starting with my parents, maybe your parents. Like nothing brings me more joy than to see first gen really have breakthroughs, and it's like I think it's a little bit deeper. I think it. I feel great doing that, but I feel there's like in that process I see God show up so many times, just showing me Chanoguk, and so I continue to do it, and it's led me here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I love that. It's like usually when I hear ancestor liberation or liberation, I'm like, oh boy. And then like thinking about it, it's like, yeah, we're liberating people. And I think all of us, especially if you are maybe on the Hyojung Promise event the other day, that's the whole point, is we're bringing to people an opportunity to meet your parents. That's liberation. That's beautiful. Thank you, Reverend Milhan.
And also thinking about my own parents, because like they are your ancestors, are they not? And
that's true.
I just see Akia shaking her head like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in the breadth of like speaking about the elder generation and like their breakthrough, I want to pose a question to you, Reverend Milhan, very particularly, and that's that what do you feel like the elder generation brings to the young people today? So if we, as our Empower Hour, we're married to now TribeNet moving forward, what is it that we can, like, I guess, expect or feel that we can grow or inherit from?
Yeah, for me, it's one word. That's the loyalty. I think, you see anyone who's loyal to something, and you have to ask why. Why are they so ready to give their lives to something? And it's something that most young people, we don't really worry about it so much because, we feel like we have a long life ahead of us, and it's a good chance for us to try new things. But if you can take some time to really listen to an elder person, practice a little bit of patience, get away from the 4-second attention span for a moment, and really pay attention, you'll start to notice that you could save so many years of your own life, and making it more joyful and happier and more meaningful through that listening. So, I have this, I feel like we have things backwards right now. It's like Reverend Dunkley and I were on this crazy tour. We were in this RV going around visiting every community in Subregion 1. And we, that's the story. I met this one, first gen uncle who he was like repenting to me, saying, I'm sorry, I don't know how to use Facebook so that I can witness to people. And like, I'm listening to this person, I'm like, this is so backwards. Like, this is so wrong. Our elders, they should be sitting in a chair. It can be a rocking chair if you want. And just telling the stories of true parents. And then we can bring the people of all different ages to them, and they just tell the story. That's, for me, that's tribe messiahship right there. It's not trying to grab people all the time. It's like, man, we have such an amazing story to tell, but we just haven't had a chance to really tell it. So, to the people who want to listen to it. So, but yeah, that's what we have to receive, I think.
Man, loyalty, and they have the stories, they have the experience with true parents. That's so true. That is so true. The breakthrough in my relationship, like in my witnessing or my introducing people, was when I introduced my spiritual children to my parents. That was the breakthrough. And then it takes on a whole new realm. I absolutely agree with that. I want to pose a different question now to Carlson, who's, by the way, Carlson's like the face of TribeNet. He's amazing. I know most of you guys wake up to him in the morning, which is already beautiful, but now you get to see his face. So what I want to ask you, Carlson, is what do you feel like the youth bring to the elder generation?
Man, so much. I mean, every time we have a lot of testimonies on the TribeNet call, and the most inspiring ones are always when young people on the call come on the call and share something that they're doing, even if it's not like traditional blessing activities or something like that. It's the kind of testimonies that you have here on the Young Tribe call on Empower Hour. And I think the elder generation is just, they love true parents. They love divine principle. They love the blessing. They love sharing it. They love the world. And they love seeing young people who love the same thing. And that's just like, it's just a rocket on the back of like the movement. It's just like, okay, they're so inspired by that. So that's one thing. Also, I'll go out and say it. I've been doing the TribeNet call for 3 years, but Empower Hour is the dopest church call in the entire movement. It's straight fire, as Yuji would say, I think. I'm 30. I don't know if I can still say that, but so when I was thinking about this, I was reminded of a classic movie, a real oldie, Transformers 1, the original from 2007, where like the old Camaro is coming by and they're like, look at that old car, right? And then the car is like, hey, I've been working, right? I got like got a new exhaust. I'm pretty, charged. We're doing some work. We're fighting bad guys. But then like this brand new 2007 Camaro comes up and it just like turns into the 2007 Camaro and just like goes way faster and way farther and like destroys all the bad guys. So I think I'm really excited to marry that 2007 Camaro.
How'd you?
Thank you, Carlos. That's I like that. I love that scene too. Thank you, Carlson. I agree. My experience even being with this Empower Hour has been, just being around each and every one of you has been incredibly special. And to me, that my parents, when I was living at home and I would do Empower Hour at home, they were inspired just seeing you guys. So that's one of the key things that we bring everybody is we're leaders, but we also have something unique to us, and that's that we have this energy and we have this sense of passion and excitement. And maybe our language is a little weird at times and it's a little confusing calling people goat and whatnot, but at the end of the day, it's coming from such a place that only we can bring to the table. And so thank you, Reverend Milhan. Thank you, the entire team, Carlson, for leading the way and setting the foundation for us to join you in the following week. So to kind of close us off and to lead us into a closing, I want to invite up Kaeleigh one more time.
Yeah. Thank you, all of the TribeNet team, for being on here tonight. I want to give a special shout out to some of my favorite uncles who joined our call tonight. Uncle Larry and Uncle John, or Reverend Krishnik and Reverend Jackson, as you may know them. You can just, give us a hello and a wave. Really grateful that you could be here for our last one. And these guys have just been supporting us nonstop. They are really our uncles, you guys. And I feel so much. Even Reverend Jackson today, after one of our meetings, gave me a text to just say, how are you doing, Kaeleigh? So sweet. So yeah, thank you so much for your love, both of you. Thank you so much. And I want to give a special
We love you guys.
Oh, thank you.
It's mutual. Thank you.
I want to give a special opportunity. Okay, wait, just to backtrack here, you guys. One of the things that hit me this weekend about Empower Hour was how much this generation loves our leadership, particularly Dr. Kim. And guys, my generation of young people, that was not the case about the Korean leader, the continental leader at that time. That was like unheard of. But here we are every week talking about how Dr. Kim's the GOAT and having to explain what that means to him. Do you know that he texted me afterwards that one time he shared, and I had to explain what the GOAT was to him? And just, man, you guys, I'm so proud of us. But I really see that the only reason we've been able to accomplish that is because of Reverend Dunkley and what he has done in his relationship with Dr. Kim. He's like opened up this door of love, and Damien has taken so much responsibility. And so now we get to have all the grandfatherly love from Dr. Kim. But at the same time, you guys, Damien is the founder and creator of this whole TribeNet movement. He's the one who spent so much time in prayer struggling to understand what's the real challenge of our movement and how do we, I remember, Damien, when you came around with the We Can Do It workshops, and I wasn't such a fan
honestly. But you were so steadfast and your energy was so dedicated. And I mean, look where it is now. So grateful for his leadership and what he's built, and so grateful that we can finally show up and join the TribeNet call next week. So let's all really welcome our president, our elder brother, an amazing model and figure, Reverend Damian Dunkley.
Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you, Kaeleigh. Thank you, all of you. If I start going down the name list, I won't stop. But, you know, Joshua, you said something earlier about someday you got to graduate Sunday school. You know, I never got to go to Sunday school, but I did read a book about Sunday school, and it fascinated me. Is one of the courses at UTS. I think it was the Methodist Church. I'm not sure, but it wasn't so long ago that Sunday school was injected into the American church strategy. Used to be that you just had all the families huddled up in there together, listening to the same message and singing the same songs, and people understood what they understood. But education at that time was built in within the culture. You know, they didn't separate education from the culture. They didn't separate education from the experience that people had together, dressing up and coming to church on Sunday. And, you know, if a kid was doing something wrong, it'd be any random grandmother in the pews would clip him around the ear and put him straight and love him up and give him a cookie afterwards or whatever it took. But everybody, you know, loved everybody and taught everybody. I'm sure there was a whole lot of dysfunction. But when they had this clever idea to bring the kids, you know, the rowdy kids out of the room and, you know, teach them, you know, the Bible, you understand why. I mean, kids need their own space, right? But what started to happen over the course of one generation is that the parents of the children started to feel like it wasn't their job to teach the kids. Like, they don't know how to do. That's the Sunday you know, school teacher's job. And so little by little, the parents became less confident to teach the faith and inherit the faith to their own children, because, you know, there's a professional to do that. Also, you know, more and more they found that on the way home from church, everybody was listening to a different message. You know, second graders were listening to this story in the Bible, fifth graders were listening to that story, and the parents got, you know, the sermon from the pastor. And it started to separate the generations. And I'm sure there's a perfect balance to all of this. But I got to say, like, when I came back to this movement as an adult, I was seriously concerned about, you know, how do we bridge everything that's trying to happen here? I know that the elder second generation must have been so hit hard by this because, you know, and many of you, maybe as elder generations, looked up to them and wish they could still be there, you know, with you, modeling ahead of you, leading the way for you. And, you know, I recognize that many of you, including Kaeleigh, are really holding out for those elder brothers and sisters who maybe just got, you know, too scorched by the heat in the desert of the wilderness there. But, you know, how do we bridge this movement? How do we bridge what it is? I mean, you guys, I'm listening to you guys like a spy here with my camera off, and I'm listening to you guys and your comment, Carlson, about, you know, the newer model. I'm telling you, your parents were much crazier than you guys, don't you think? Look at you guys all safely cooped up in home right now with, you know, probably doing what your parents are telling you to do or what. Your parents are crazy. You know, your parents were totally crazy. I mean, they gave up everything to follow not just the Messiah, but a Messiah that didn't even speak the same language as them. How are they going to convince their parents that this was a real thing? I mean, I promise you, so many first generation felt like they were getting on a big boat that was going on a big trip, a long trip that would never turn back. And they had to be willing to cut from everything that they knew and everything that was important to them, because God was calling them. So you guys come from this. I mean, it's remarkable. You guys, you guys are faster and smarter in so many ways, but be proud of where you come from. True parents, and maybe one of the craziest generations of all time, who, man, they gave everything and had maybe no way of knowing that there would be ground on the other side, but they took that step. And so, you know, for about a year, I've been, you know, working more closely with Kaeleigh. I remember a few meetings I had with you, Kaeleigh, and Tasna. And guys, here's my confession. I'm starting to get worried, you know. No offense to my dear brother, you know, Reverend Krishnek, right? Larry, we joke around all the time. But, you know, I'm looking at our demographic, right? And I'm looking at YAYAM every year getting greater and better and better. But like, I'm asking, like, what's the final outcome of YAYAM? It's like, we have more YAYAM leaders that can raise more YAYAM kids. And it's like, well, it's almost like, hey, is this like another funnel going off somewhere? Where's, you know, like the main funnel of leadership and ownership over the movement? I mean, we're just getting older and older and older and older. And I don't know, you look at me, you think I'm old, you think I'm middle-aged. I don't know what you think, but I tell you what I see. What I see is within the next 10 years, I might be one of the oldest people in the movement. You hear me? And so when I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, guys, what you're doing is really exciting, but where are we going to be? Where are we going to be if we're not, you know, really piping this in? And Kaeleigh, incredible. I mean, Kaeleigh, she loves you guys so much, so much. I know I'm not talking just about Kaeleigh. I think Kaeleigh is like a figurehead for how many of you feel towards your younger siblings and your younger brothers and sisters. Maybe you've seen stuff or heard about stuff, and you want to protect, you know, this incredible purity coming up from being scorched for another, you know, another generation of scorched kids. No. So Kaeleigh's been building and protecting and working with Tasna and the whole YAYAM team and all you guys. And I think I pushed you to tears a few times, right, Kaeleigh? I pushed you to tears a few times, because there I was begging, saying, guys, don't think that, you know, it's just about you joining the seniors. They need you. You know, they need you. They need you. I get it. I get that there's a time, there's a place. Maybe you guys still going to need your own call. I mean, it's not about the call, but it's about our culture. We are one family of like seriously old people and seriously young people. And that's what makes us outstandingly beautiful. And I'm like right smack dab in the middle of you guys. I'm like literally exactly to the month in the middle of the peak demographics of our entire movement in America. Exactly in the middle. And I was raised in 3 countries. I'm like your total Western mix plus a Japanese wife. And I feel like whatever way I turn, I'm just a bridge. And a bridge is just used to cross. It's just a short period of time that I'm going to be in this kind of a role. But I look up at Dr. Kim and I know what he's desperate about more than anything is, where will I find the young people that truly get it and truly are willing to stand? He knows it's a new era. He knows there's new ways. He's interested in all these new ways. But the first thing he's looking for is heart. Heart. Mother too. It's like the first thing they're looking for is heart, not capability, heart. And, you know, there's some among you now that are really starting to get that. I see from you guys and from your leadership that you're getting that. And, you know, you saw in the clip that this awesome video that Sunhwa made about me saying, you know, you're not the future leaders, you are the leaders now. And that's exactly how I feel, you know. And I want to tell you something that came up to me. And this is the only thing I really want to say. And, you know, Joshua, I think this came up when you were speaking, or somebody else was speaking, but it is not your perfection that teaches. It's your growth that teaches. So by definition, if you're ready to grow, you're ready to go. If you're ready to grow, you're ready to go. Because it's not your perfection. It's not like, and I've heard this from several of my younger brothers and sisters, that they look up and they think, I don't know what the heck you guys think. Like, all these guys know what they're doing. Do you think I know what I'm doing? Do I come across as somebody who knows what they're doing? Do I look like somebody like really traditionally trained for this role? Like I know what the heck I'm doing? I promise you, I am making it up as I go along. Everything, you know. But if God's calling me to do something, I trust that God is doing that for a reason, and God is prepared an environment where my unique offering can be planted and used for the sake of the whole and for the sake of whatever happens next. Each one of us is just stepping into each of these roles for a moment. And I'm telling you, it's not your perfection. It's not like some thing you've got to really be perfect at or achieve. And the same goes for your marriages, Carlson, right? You're talking about getting married to this call. It's interesting. But, you know, it's the same for your marriages. You know, something in a man's heart, we feel like we got to be like all there before we really can like be respected by the opposite gender, like, you know, propose to somebody or something like that. Yeah, I get that. You want to be, you know, you want to be landed. You want to be secure to some degree. But this is my point about that. Don't steal from your spouse the opportunity of being able to claim your co-creation. Understand that your spouse is going to have as much to do as you with your growth and vice versa. So you can only get so far alone. And then when you marry, you're going to be taken on a journey that really fills in a lot of the gaps, no matter how hard you think you can try to be ready. And the same is true for our generations, to really become one. You know, don't think that you've got to be all that, and don't think that they're got to change all this. You know, really, what is it that I can bring to the table? If God is calling you and you feel like something is pulling you and calling you, even though you know you might only have 5% of what you think you need, well, it turns out that's all you need. And God will carry you the rest of the way. Brothers and sisters, you are my family. You are my leaders. You are those who, in every capacity, officially, unofficially, culturally, in every way, are going to be the ones influencing my children and my grandchildren and Larry's grandchildren. And I promise you, your parents' generation are the will go down as the coolest people in American history, and Japanese history, and Korean history. I know you're all international. They will. They're going to go down. And I'm looking at pictures. I'm part of. I just got invited to this group, old MFT team. I mean, I know some of the outfits they wore were sometimes questionable, but still, when you look at the young guys, your parents, when they were kicking it in MFT and all of this, they were really cool, and they're still cool, and they need your energy. You know, Carlson's been, you know, the face of this TribeNet call for what, 4 years. He always puts on a strong face. He's always like, wow, that was so interesting. Wow, you guys are so great. But I know that what you guys, you know, bring with the energy and the love and the excitement and the freshness, I mean, you're going to invigorate this whole generation that's been holding the line, trying to understand what father and mother have been waiting, begging us to do all this time. Let me be one of the people that can help bridge this movement. You guys, whether I look up or whether I look down, I see greatness. I see greatness, and I see trust, and I see mother trusting you. And just like Kaeleigh said, Dr. Kim, we've got this. We have a bridge to our continental elder leader, representative of True Parents that I've never seen before, okay? And it's not just me, it's all of you. And you can pick this up and multiply it in seconds. Dive in, start swimming. We got a lot of lifeguards out to help you guys out. And in the meantime, I'm really looking forward to next week. This is a marriage. You know, Empower Hour is not going to be the same. TribeNet's not going to be the same. They're already fascinated all over the world with TribeNet and Empower Hour. Watch out, world, when America gets all of our generations working together as one. Be ready, like Godable said this morning, be ready to sacrifice whatever it is you hold most dear. And Kaeleigh, I see you doing that. And I see you leading this whole generation. I just heard Joshua call you mom for the first time. So God bless you all. Thank you for letting me give a couple shout outs. I love you guys, and we got this, okay?
Ooh. It's our present.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, Evan Damien, so much. Man, guys, do we got this? Do we have this? Are we ready to grow?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was so comforted by that simple phrase. We got this. We have our elder brothers and sisters who are there ready to catch us if we fall. We have us ready to work together and figure this out as we go along. We got each other. We got the most incredible coach, the most incredible leadership. I've never felt more secure in all my life being here. And wherever we're at, that's what we have. So I need to do some house cleaning before we finish this call, some logistical things. The official launch is May 5th. May 5th. That's our official launching of when we're going to be together. This official marriage between TribeNet and Empower Hour. But we don't know the name. We actually don't have a name yet. And we kind of need people's help. Yeah, Cinco de Mayo. I like that. We need people's help with the name. In a few days, we're going to post once TribeNet knows that we're joining. They actually don't know yet, which is exciting. It's going to be like this awesome surprise. But once they know, we're going to post on our Young Tribe Facebook page. If you are not connected there, you need to connect there. You're missing it. You're missing Sunhwa's awesome, funny posts that she posts every week. So go on the Young Tribe. We're going to do a poll, and you're going to write what you want to be the name, Tribal Hour. Everything under the sun, and then we'll vote on what we want the most. And we don't know if we're going to be able to pick that, obviously, but we want to just get the idea, and I think that we have the creativity to make something really, really awesome. So it doesn't have to be a mixture of Empower Hour, TribeNet. We can come up with something totally brand new, but yeah, it'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. So May 5th, that's the day when this, whatever it's going to be called, is going to launch. Just call it family. I love that idea. But we're going to pull it on the TribeNet, on our Young Tribe Facebook page. And for updates and emails and reminders, we're going to continue to use Young Tribe. We're going to continue to use the YAM's email. So something totally brand. We're going to continue to use those things. So you don't need to worry about joining the TribeNet Facebook, but you can. You certainly can do all that. But our Young Tribe Facebook page will still hold its purpose, and our email as well. So, guys, it's 10:15. I love each and every one of you. We love each and every one of you. God loves each and every one of you. And True Mother is so, so excited for everything we're about to do. And we're going to do it as a family, and we're going to lead this entire world. And you guys are at the center of that providence. And we are ready to grow, and we're ready to get there. So thank you, everybody. God bless you. And I'll see you next week on Tuesday. God bless you!
The other day I was thinking to myself, made a list of all my mistakes. Oh, I wish I could come to you and tell you all about my heartbreak.